Um, I want to take this opportunity to welcome each and everyone to this powerful call. As usual, we are still discussing the series called the laws of teamwork. You understand? What makes their great team win and what makes other teams to fail. Their laws, their principles that govern your relationship with other people in any endeavor. So in this sequence, we discover that for us to make money in network marketing, most of the money, regardless the corporation plan you can think about, most of the money is put in team building, and few people are really putting it to themselves to go and discover the science and all the art of building great teams. Now, in this series, we are discussing about this powerful stuff, these powerful technologies that really get great teams to win, and how you, the person watching this video, how you can start building a successful team that's sustainable, a team that you know with gets in momentum, it will be on increase, not on decrease. You understand? It's one thing to start a great team, but it will take anybody can start a team, but you take understanding, you take the revelation of these principles for you to sustain a team and to get the team to work together for a long period of time. So hope you have your notebook and pen so that we can really go deeper into this powerful discussion. Yes, today we are going to be looking at law number 8, and I know many people are going to be blessed here. But before we go to law number 8, those who missed, you can go watch on our YouTube channel. Our previous video, I've been uploading it there, uploading them. We discover the law of significance, the law of the niche, the law of the bigger picture, the law of Mount Everest, the law of the chain, the law of catalyst. Now, yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, we looked into a very, very powerful law, which I want to really go a little bit deeper, because yesterday, I know many people never got a chance to understand it because I was off. I never had I never had electricity at my place, so I couldn't tune in with the video. So now the law of compass. The law of compass is what we discussed yesterday. So to give you a recap, law of compass does give us direction. So when we talk about compass, we talk about direction. So meaning any team, there must be direction in the team. Meaning if you are building a team, ask yourself, where do you want to take the team that you are building, ladies and gentlemen? Because if you miss out that, there will always be any multiple directions. You understand? You'll be having different catalysts that are taking the team in multiple directions, and you cannot reach all directions at the same time. So there must be a different direction to where you want to take your team. You as a team leader, you understand? Yes, there is ideal partners, but under ideal partner, there is also your sub-team under ideal partners. So you as the upright of your team, I'm asking you, what's the compass? You understand? Where is the compass? Where is your true north? Where are you taking your team? What direction are you taking your team? So what it means that vision gives the team members direction and confidence. So meaning without direction, you're going to be lack of direction, and there's going to be lack of confidence. So it's very important for every team to have what you call a vision. So let me dig deeper. Your ability as a leader to cast the vision to the team, and your ability as a team member to work with the vision will get the team to win much faster. If the vision is fuzzy, the team is fuzzy. If the vision is fake, the team will be fake. When you see it, then you can seize it. So meaning as a leader, as a team leader, you need to be in position to cast the vision to your team members. You know what? Here is where we have been. Here is where we are. And here is where we are going. And just to be clear for everybody to really understand it and to know that we have a direction we are going as a team. You understand? And we're going to dig deeper before I come in with my power. Let me just share my notes with you. So if you a leader of a team, if you're a leader of a team, then you carry a responsibility for communicating the team's vision and keeping it before the people continually. Meaning every time we meet you with your people, make sure you remind them why you go started, because you cannot start a team and figure out the vision along the way. Meaning the vision need to be the first thing. You need to be the first priority before even you start bringing the people together. You are bringing us together to do what? You understand? To accomplish what? You understand? Meaning it has to be clearly defined on your side. Without question, communicating the team vision and the atmosphere around the vision has been and is continuing to be by far the toughest job we face. That's why the CEO of General Motors, General Electric, he said that without question, communicating the team vision and the atmosphere around the vision has been and is continuing to be by far the toughest job we have, because a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen, they forget they start with a vision, but along the way, the vision fades away. They start building without a vision. But it's upon to you as a leader, as you are leading your team, even if it's a team of 2 people, remind them, why do you want them to work together? What is in it for them? You understand? For the team. For them, for the team, if you locked your arms together, you understand? Because everybody could go work independently. But why this time you feel that you want to work together with these people? And every single time you meet, dedicate some time to remind them why it's very important to stick together and you work together. Why in teamwork, everybody win more. Win more in what? You need to keep it continually. Remind people about that. People need to be shown the team's compass clearly, creatively, and continually. People need to be shown the team's compass, the team's direction, the team's vision, clearly, creatively, and continually. So we looked at the vision checklist, which you guys discussed about before I go to the 9 checklists of criteria, connectedness, purpose, goals, honesty, stories. There's something that that I want to explore more for us to understand, which encompasses the vision. So now the compass has to be having about 6 things, meaning the vision or the compass of the team must be composed of 6 things. One is how do you measure the vision? How do you measure the compass? How do you measure the direction? How do you know whether it's worthy and compelling? A team should examine the following 6 compasses before embarking on any journey. So these, for your notes, these things, they have to be part. You need to be part. If you are setting up a team vision, make sure your vision is sharing these 6 parts. Now, the moral compass. The first part of the vision, or the first part of the compass, or the first part of the vision is the moral compass. Look above. You understand? It's all about looking above. Moral compass, looking above. A great business is seldom, if ever, built up except on the lines of strictness of integrity that holds true for any endeavor. A moral compass brings integrity to the vision. It helps all people on the check their motive and make sure they are labeling for their right reasons. It also brings credibility to the leaders who cast the vision, but only if they model the value that the team is expected to embrace. When they do, they will bring fuel to the vision, which keeps it going. You understand? So that's what we call the moral compass. Look above. You understand? There must be integrity, whereby you're not just talking about things that you're not trying to do as a leader, and everybody is laboring for the right reason. Everything is clearly defined. There must be those checklists. You understand? So that's what we call the moral compass. Then you look at the intuitive compass, whereby the vision has to get people to look within. Apart from looking above, people need to look within. Where integrity brings fuel to the vision, passion brings fire to the truth, fire of passion and conviction come only from within. Vision springs forth from our intuition. If necessary, is another invention. Intuition enhances our insights. A vision must resonate deep within the leader of the team. Then it must resonate deep within the team members, who will be asked to work hard to bring it to to fruition, or to reality. It fires up commitment. Now, when I talk about like don't say a vision you don't connect with. You understand? Like for example, when I talk about the vision of IRA partners and where we are taking our team and what we want to do, you understand? And I tell you, you know what, guys, we want to build the team, because at the end of the day, they are those who are not aware. I'm going to be covering it in the next notes here, but let me go a bit ahead of myself. You know, why IRA partners? You understand? For years, there have been a lot of people who have joined the space of network marketing, and leaders who have bought companies, but have been having selfish interests. They have been having selfish reasons. You understand? For years, a lot of people have been abandoned. For years, people have not been getting the help they need to become successful entrepreneur under this great industry called network marketing. People have joined teams, but all for them, all for themselves. You understand? People have joined teams all for themselves. Understand? You join a team, there is no any support structure. You are all by yourself. You understand? No one is gonna train you, nobody's gonna mentor you. I've been a victim of this. I've been following people as like a headless chicken, and you understand? They know when to bring a company, when to exit it, and they don't care if you are losing, if you're making money. You understand? They tell you know what? Now we have a new company. You come and join. You join on bandwagon. That bandwagon effect. We are saying there should be a no to that. We feel like people need to be given an opportunity to do network marketing the right way. The image of network marketing has gone down the road of negative reputation long enough. It's time for the image of network marketing to be redeemed by building it the right way, like the forefathers who said this industry built it in the ancient days. You understand? This industry has been there for the past 60 years. It's not a 21st century invention. It has been here. You understand? There are principles, there are rules on how to do network marketing the right way. So we feel like people need to be mentored. People need to be given the right understanding, right knowledge, right information. You understand? And only by doing that, that's when you can awaken the giants within you. You understand? But people, they're now moving from one company to another. They're looking for the short-term companies, and no one is willing to build anybody. And this industry, you build people and people build business. And as IDEF, we come in to do that has been missing in the industry. We want to build people the right way. We want to make sure people are equipped with knowledge, with skills, with real information about what it takes to win in this business of industry, but more importantly, to keep pace with technology and the latest global business trends that can empower them to be successful, worth independent entrepreneur. That's our mission as IDEM. And on daily basis, everything we do is all about giving information. On daily basis, everything we do is all about giving you knowledge. It's all about giving you empowerment and the skills you need to equip yourself in this career, so that you know this time around, you are no longer alone in this industry. There's a family that has got your back. We are willing to help you. We're willing to support you as long as you are coachable and open-minded. So that's where we come in as IDEF. So we are doing something that has been lost from the corridors of this industry, network marketing. That's where we come in with our mission. But above all, the reason why we are laboring to make sure you are getting these skills, you are equipped with these tools, is because of the vision. By doing so, we want to elevate the highest number of families from poverty. You understand? For years, the devil has been using poverty to take people from God to himself. And people have done shameless, unspeakable things in the name of looking for money. And we believe if you can use the vehicle of network marketing to redeem people from poverty, you understand? Even they can have time to do everything they ever desire to do, and more importantly, they can have time even to build and strengthen their relationship with Creator. That's why we have a vision to build the largest community of successful digital entrepreneurs across Africa with our mission. You understand? But ultimately, it will be leading to people living the life of purpose, the life of fulfillment. So that's a vision, but independently, that the goal at individual level, that's the vision of the company. I've told you the mission of the company, but more importantly, the goal is when once you come in Ateam, our goal is to make sure we give you the knowledge within 90 days. You have got the skills, you have got the knowledge, you have got the information, you understand, that you need to be able to make some good money. So within 90 days, we make sure anybody who joins our team gets all the information there is. So you educate ourselves into you. By 90 days, you need to be able to stand on stage. By 90 days, you need to know how to prospect. By within 90 days, you need to know how to present for other people. You have all the skills. So after 90 days, you start counting. 3 months after your 90 days of training, you need to start earning at least $100 on a weekly basis if you follow our training. $100 every on a weekly basis, meaning 3 months after joining us, you need to be able to make an income at least of $400 on what? On monthly basis, which is $100 a week. As simple as that. But 6 months after your training with Ateam partners, you need to be in position. The goal of Ateam is to make sure 6 months after the training, you have to be making at least $500 on weekly basis, which is an income of $2,000. Meaning anybody who has been following our trainings, after 6 months, you need to be in position to make an income of $2,000. More important, ladies and gentlemen, after joining our team, 1 year after your training, you need to be in position to earn $1,000 on weekly basis, which is an income of $4,000 in your in monthly income that you can bring to your family. But more importantly, 3 years after joining us, you need to be in position to make $10,000 per week. Anybody who has been part of Ateam, our goal, 3 years of focusing and working together as a team, within 3 years, you need to be in position to make $10,000 per week. You understand? And our 5-year plan for you is to make sure within 5 years, you can make $50,000 every single week, which is an income of $12,000 when you're working with us. So that's our goal at individual level. That's why by doing so, we want to help our families become millionaires by 2030. You understand? So that's our goal. We have told you the vision. I've told you the mission. So we are on purpose here. You understand? We have a compass and we can measure our progress. You understand? So more importantly, the vision or the compass, it has to be historical compass. You have to look behind. Meaning, don't remove the fence before you know what it was. It was put there. There might be a bull on the other side. You understand? Don't just come and remove the fence before you know the reason why it was put there. You never know. There must be a bull on the other side, and this fence was meant to protect you. A compelling vision should build on the past, not diminish it. It should make a positive use of anything contributed by the previous team in the organization. People won't reach for the future until they have touched the past. When you include the history of the team, the people who are in the organization a long time, sense that they are valued. You understand? Even if they are no longer the stars. And those who are just joining the team, the new people, they will have the sense of the future that even after their contribution, they will be remembered in the future. You understand? That's why if you join us in the PowerPoint, you see me sharing what you have done as a team before you came in, the church you have done, the events you have done, people who have been part of the team. So I'm always trying to take you to the history part of the history. I'm always trying to take you to the history of the team, and then before I connect you to the future. So by doing so, we tell stories, and the beauty about stories, principles may fade in people's mind, but stories stick. Stories stick. They bring relationship to the vision. You understand? So as a team leader, make sure tell stories from the past that give people the sense of history. Tell stories about the exciting things that are happening now in the present. You understand? among the team members. That's why we are sharing testimony. Somebody has made the wisdom. Somebody has gotten more confidence. Now somebody can present. We are always sharing testimonials, and we are giving people to participate here and there. You understand? More importantly, we tell stories of what it will be like if that day, the moment in time when we have achieved that vision, when we are all millionaires, when we are all winning in all areas of life. Finally, when that day comes to pass, when we have the biggest community of successful digital entrepreneurs across Africa, when we are meeting in Dubai for Wake Up and Win, you understand? When we are doing events that are selling out to over 10,000 people, when we're doing an arena. So we're talking about that image of the future. When we are feeding 1 million children across Africa, we're empowering our communities, we are doing charities, we are becoming a blessing to our families, to our communities. So that image in the future of where we are going. So we tell the stories along that line, not just about the past, not about the present, but also about the future. So this is very, very important, and it's very important we keep this vision in front of the people all the time. And number 4, the vision or the compass, it has to be a directional compass. It has to look ahead. If one advances confidently in any direction of his dream and endeavors to live a life which he has imagined, it will meet with success in the common hours. Vision provides direction for the team. Part of the direction comes from the sense of purpose. Why? We remember purpose is us why. Why are we doing what we are doing? Another comes from having goals which brings targets to the vision. Remember, at individual level, I told you the goals. Our goal after 90 days to get you $100 weekly income. After 6 months, $500 weekly income. After 1 year, you need to be hit $1,000 on weekly income. After 3 years, you need to go $10,000 weekly income. 5 years, you need to be making $50,000 on weekly income. You understand? So there must be targets. You understand? Here in Ireland, we believe that once you set targets, direction, and you set targets and put time on it, direction will appear. So we have goals that I already explained to you. You understand? That's a directional compass. So now, more importantly, the vision of the team must set a strategic compass. Meaning it has to look around. A goal won't do the team much good without steps to accomplish it. Vision without strategy is a little more than daydreaming. A vision without strategy is a little more than a daydream. So there must be, so I actually can't talk things just to motivate you. There must be steps on how am I going to make you to start earning $100 every single week. What are the steps? Which you can even coach your people. What's the game plan to get you $50,000 on weekly income in the next 5 years? So there must be steps. Vision is not enough. It must be combined with venture. It's not enough to start to set up the step. It's not enough to stir up the steps. You understand? We must step on the stairs. You understand? Just imagine when you are staring at the steps, you need to stake those steps and step on those steps, that stairs yourself. One step at a time. So don't just look at something big in the future. There are no any steps to accomplish that. So the value of a strategy is that it brings process to the vision. It identifies resources and mobilizes members of the team. Are with me? That's why we are doing monthly events. We are doing Wake Up and Win. We are doing daily Zoom meetings. We are doing Zoom presentation. We are doing dinners. All those are processes that we've put together. They will enable us to have that vision one time to be a reality. People need more than information and inspiration. They need instruction in what to do to make the vision become a reality. A way to get there. A strategy provides that. Let me repeat that. People need more than information and inspiration. You understand? They need instruction in what to do to make the vision become a reality and a way to work together. And the strategy provides that. That's why a vision must be even having that strategy, not just motivating people. You understand? So a vision, the campus must be a visionary campus. It must look beyond. This is number 5. This is number 6. You must have a long-range vision to keep you from being frustrated by the short-range failure. A truly great vision speaks of what team members can become if they truly live out their value and work according to their highest standards. If you are a team leader, getting people to reach their potential means challenging them. As you know, it's one thing to have members to show up. It's another thing to get them grow up. It's one thing to have members to show up. It's another thing to have them to grow up. You understand? So this is really very, very powerful. One of the things about having a far-reaching vision, a big vision, is that it brings a strength to the team. You understand? Like, imagine the vision on individual level. Within 5 years, you will be making $50,000 on weekly income. Some of you, if you think about it, you don't see it even happening. If you look at circumstances around you, if you look at even the people and your connection, you don't see yourself making $5,000 a week. You don't see yourself making $200,000 on a monthly basis. But I can tell you, that's the vision we have for you at the individual level. You understand? And you will be stretched. You'll be stretched to reach there. And trust me, we have your back. We're gonna move together along this line. As long as you are not a weak link, you understand? Yeah, you decide to give your 100% and to evolve as the team is evolving. So without challenge, many people tend to follow or fade away. You understand? Without challenge, many people tend to follow or fade away. You must have a long-range vision to keep you from being frustrated for short-range failure. Vision helps people with motivation. Only people who see the invisible can do the impossible. Only people who do the invisible can do impossible. That's something to note down. If you cannot see the invisible, then you cannot do the impossible. Make no mistake. Not only can a team fail without a vision, make no mistake. Not only a team can fail without a vision, it cannot survive without it. You understand? Meaning, as long as you are building a team and there is no sense of direction, that's why we have seen a lot of network marketing teams try to build and build every time they're starting from scratch. Why? They have not sat to really discover what are they trying to put people together. Apart from referral bonus, what are you trying to accomplish? All you're looking in for yourself is just something which is selfish. You just want to be paid referral bonus, and if people they just sort themselves out. That's why many leaders, the many people call themselves so-called leaders, they build networks up and down. Every time they're up and down, you understand? They can only build sustainable team. You understand? But more importantly, because they lack vision, whereby when you don't have a vision, the team will fail. But more people, you don't even survive. Where there is no vision, people perish. Read your book, read the Bible. Where there is no vision, people perish. You understand? Meaning, where there is no vision, the team will perish. It will fade away. It will fade away. You understand? Vision gives the team members direction and confidence and focus aligned away from vision gives team members direction. The vision will give team members confidence. Vision will give team members focus. Vision will align your team, and vision will keep your team away from destruction because they know their destiny, where they want to go as a team. This is for my notes. As I told you, for me, I take as much notes as possible. I was sharing my notes with you. So I hope you have gotten value. So it was the law of compass. It was a blessing to me. I hope you also have gotten value because I'm sharing my notes with you. Now today, as law number 8, we are, this was not law number 7, law number 8. We are going to look at something very, very powerful. You understand? We looked at the law of catalyst, the law of weak link, and then we have another powerful law. You understand? Whereby it talks about an individual that can support everything in the team. Listen closely. Let me tell you. There is what you call, if you get a rotten apple and add it with a light apple, with the fresh apples. Sooner or later, the entire box will be rotten. Don't mix rotten tomatoes with fresh tomatoes. Are you with me? So this is going to be a blessing to you, champions, and it's called the law of the bad apple. So meaning, as a team leader, you need to watch out the bad apple in your team, because they will come, they will spoil everything. They spread negativity to everything. Yes, the weak link may be there. It's not just is just passive. A weak link may not be the source of negativity, but just there. It does not value team play, but it's just there. Maybe just an investor. It's just a weak link. Just you can just sit aside. But a bad apple will be in the team. You understand? And even it will be active member. Maybe even may be a strong member. But because of his attitude, because of his mindset, it can spoil the entire team. So as a team leader, you need to watch out on the law of the bad apple. If you're excited to know about this law, please type 11 in the chat box or say, I'm ready to learn this law.
Very excited and ready to learn this law.
Thank you, thank you, champions. So let's go and get this done. Let's get this done. Oh.
You can see where we're going on this law, can't you?
The law of bad apple. The rotten attitude ruins the team.
Today I want to talk to you about the law of the bad apple. You can see where we're going on this law, can't you? It's law number 8 in teamwork. The law of the bad apple says, rotten attitudes ruin a team. Now, let me just stop here before I do any lecturing on this law and say to you that I know nobody in this studio is a bad apple. I mean, you're here. You wouldn't be here if you were a bad apple. And I also realize everybody that's watching this training teamwork video, you're not a bad apple. Of course not. You wouldn't be in the training if you're a bad apple. But let me ask you a question. You in the studio, you that watch the video, let me ask you a question. How many of you know someone that's a bad apple? How many of you are seated beside that person right now? Don't go there. Don't go there. Some of you ruined your whole day right there. Let's talk about this bad apple that basically, because of a bad attitude, ruins the whole team. I wrote a book in 1985 called The Winning Attitude, and in the top section of this law, I tried in that book to define an attitude, and let me just take you through it now. What is an attitude? It is the advanced man of our true selves. Its roots are inward, but its fruit is outward. It's our best friend or our worst enemy. It is more honest and more consistent than our words. It is an outward look based upon past experiences. It is the thing which draws people to us or repels them. And it is never content until it is expressed. It's the librarian of our past, it's the speaker of our present, and it's the prophet of our future. That's what an attitude is. It's an outward expression of an inward feeling. When I'm speaking in religious circles sometimes, I define attitude this way. I tell people, your attitude is the John the Baptist of your life. It goes before you saying, he is coming. He is coming. And isn't that true? Can't you spot a bad attitude before the person ever says anything? I mean, haven't you seen anybody, seen people, and they're walking towards you maybe on the street, and you say, oh my goodness. Huh? Haven't you been on an elevator, somebody gets on the elevator, and you go, oh, thank God I'm not going home with them. Now, on the team, what I have found is you show me a bad apple. You show me a person has a bad attitude, and it will begin to spoil the rest of the team. In fact, just for fun, I brought with me today some real resume and cover letter excerpts taken from real resumes and cover letters printed in Fortune magazine. Okay? I mean, these are real resumes. These are real cover letters of people who want jobs. And you talk about bad apples. Listen to this. Here, I'll just read a few of them. Reason for leaving last job? Maturity leave. Don't you know some people you want to give them maturity leave? Come back in a couple years, you need a maturity leave. Here's another person who said, I am wholly responsible for 2 failed financial institutions. My middle name's bankrupt. Here's another person who said, it's best for employers that I do not work with people. Now there's somebody you want to hire, isn't it, huh? Yeah. Put them in a corner, build a wall around them. Here's another one. I failed the bar exams with relatively high grades. Here's another one. Note, please don't misconstrue my 14 jobs as job hopping. I have never quit a job. Oh, there's a bad apple. Whoa, I've never quit a job. Hello? Reason for leaving last job. They insisted that all employees get to work by 8:45 a.m. every morning. I could not work under those conditions. I love this one. The company made me a scapegoat, just like my previous employers. One more. The person was asked for references, and they put in their form, none. I've left a path of destruction behind me. Kind of says it all, doesn't it, huh? Just kind of says it all. Now, let's talk about this bad apple attitude on the team that hurts the rest of the team members. Let me give you 4 attitude thoughts. Okay, here we go. Number 1, your attitude is a choice. Let's start there. And the reason I want to start there with your attitude is a choice is because I've taught on attitude for quite a while now, since I wrote a book back in 1985 on it. And I just want you to know, I run into adults all the time who somehow think that the attitude they have was given to them. They'll look and they'll say, well, yeah, I may have a bad attitude, but you don't realize who my parents were. You know, I wasn't toilet trained at the right age. Or I grew up in a bad environment, or I didn't get this, or I didn't have this. And they're wanting to blame everybody else for the attitude they have. Now listen to me very carefully. The attitude you have right now, let me tell you something about that attitude. Whether it's good or bad, whether you're a bad apple or good apple or no apple, let me tell you something about your attitude. You chose it. That's why I don't feel sorry for people who have bad attitudes. I don't go out of my way to try to help people with bad attitudes and come over to them and say, oh, Missy, I'm so sorry you're feeling bad, and oh, I wish it were better for you, and oh, let's just hold hands and sing Kumbaya. No, Missy, if you've got a bad attitude, let me tell you something. Get a good one. It's a choice. And be honest with you, Missy, until you get a good one, do me a favor. Don't come around. Help us all. Leave. Yeah. Because I watch teams all the time try to pump up people with bad attitudes. I'm telling you right now, you don't need to be pumped out. If you've got a bad attitude, you need to be shipped out. Because it's a choice. The reason I don't feel sorry for people who have bad attitudes is you chose your lousy, stinking attitude. And can I tell you something? Until you fix it, don't come around. Just a thought. My wife, Margaret, and I, many, many years ago, were doing a conference. We had about 400 in the conference, husbands and wives, doing a little bit of stuff on marriage. And we were in a question and answer period. And I'll never forget this one lady. She raised up her hand and she looked at Margaret, addressing the question to Margaret. And she said to Margaret, she said, does John make you happy as your husband? Now, when she asked the question, do I make Margaret happy? I thought, oh, I'm so glad she asked that question because I happen to think I'm a good husband. So I was very excited for Margaret to answer her until she answered her. Because when Margaret was asked the question, does John make you happy? She looked right at this lady. I mean, I'm talking about, she didn't even hesitate. She didn't even think. She looked at her and she said, no, he doesn't make me happy. Now, get the picture. This is my conference. And I'm looking at Margaret, and immediately, I mean, people are stunned with what she's, he doesn't make me happy. And so I look at Margaret, I said, honey, I said, explain to them what you mean by that fact, that I don't make you happy. Have you ever asked somebody to explain something, and they did, and when they did, you wish you wouldn't have asked them to explain something? That's exactly what happened, because when I asked her, I said, well, explain what you mean, Margaret. Margaret said, well, okay, I'll explain. She looks right back at this lady, and she says, in the first 6 months of our marriage, I realized John would never make me happy. Now, I don't know if you have the gift of discernment. But we're going downhill rather rapidly here. And then she said, thank God she said this, because she said, for the first 6 months, that's exactly what I expected, for him to make me happy. She said he had this little church and he worked hard all day, and I was teaching kindergarten, and I'd come home from teaching kindergarten and I'd be tired and he'd be tired. She said, I found out real quickly that my goal was not to wait on him to make me happy. And then she said something that was so powerful. She said, I realized 6 months into my marriage, the only person that can make me happy is me. And she said, when I took responsibility for my own happiness, she said, John has made my happiness even greater. Which I'm saying, whew, that was close. What Margaret was saying is, I'm responsible for my attitude. Not my husband, not my wife, not my boss, not the other team players. I'm responsible. Grow up, get a life. It's a choice. Every once in a while I run into people that say, they're kind of grubby and say, what happened to you? Well, I got out on the wrong side of the bed. I wish it were that easy. If it were, I'd send you home. I'd say, go to your bedroom, jump on your bed, and roll out the right side of that sucker. Your attitude is a choice. The second attitude thought is that an attitude compounds when exposed to others. It compounds. Attitudes never stay with a person who has it. They're contagious. They spread. They multiply. You can't stamp them out. Attitude thought number 3. Bad attitudes compound faster than good ones. Isn't that true? You work hard to get a good attitude going. Bad attitudes carry their own weight. Huh? You say, what in the world happened to the team? Bad attitude got out. Began to compound. And number 4, attitudes have the power to lift up or tear down a team. In fact, here's the way this works. Great abilities plus rotten attitudes equal a bad team. Great abilities plus bad attitudes equal an average team. Great abilities plus an average attitude equals a good team. Only great abilities plus good attitudes equal a great team. Many teams are not successful because of an attitude issue. Not an ability issue, not a fact that they can't do something. It's an attitude issue. For most teams, I would say to you, you're only an attitude away from success. Just an attitude. It's not, can we get somebody more skilled? Oftentimes, it's not, can we find somebody with greater ability? To be honest with you, many times it's, can we just change an attitude? Let me tell you, because I love this story. It's one of my favorite stories, but it's a great attitude story. It's about a salesman who went to this barber who was always negative. Now, first of all, let me stop here for a moment. How many of you know somebody, they're just always negative? You with me? Okay. Just think for a moment. We won't dwell long here because this is depressing. Picture them in your mind right now. Think of the feeling it brings you. I mean, haven't you all had one of these Excedrin headache days where you wake up in the morning and you just know it's not going to be a good day, and haven't you just laid flat on your back and looked up at the ceiling and said, "Dear God, help me not to see so-and-so today." And then your spouse walks in the room anyway. But anyway. Just kidding. Here comes the salesman to this negative attitude barber that he's got. So he's cutting his hair, and so he asked the salesman, "What's up?" And the salesman said, "Well, I'm excited." He said, "I'm going to Rome," he said, "tomorrow." And the barber said, "Well," he said, "what are you going to Rome for?" He said, "Well," he said, I've got this sales presentation in Rome I'm all excited about." And the barber quits cutting his hair and he says, "Look," he said, "first of all," he said, you don't want to go to Rome." He said, "Have you ever flown overseas? It's a hassle." He says, "First of all," he said, "I'm here to tell you, you won't land on time. Planes are always late." He said, "Not only that," he said, "the food's not good on the plane." He said, where are you going to stay when you're over in Rome?" And the guy told him, and the barber said, "Oh, not that place. Oh, my goodness." He said, I was stationed in Rome for a while." He said, "That's a horrible hotel." He said, "Oh," he said, "of all the places you don't want to stay, that is the, oh." He said, "You'll be lucky to get towels at that hotel." He said, "What are you going to do?" He said, "Well, I'm going to do a sales presentation." "Oh," he said, "you don't want to do a sales presentation." He said, "Italians, they talk all day. They never make decisions. You don't want to do that." Well, obviously, the salesman's just getting discouraged with the barber. So he says something about the Pope under his breath, and the barber said, What'd you say about the Pope?" "Oh," he said, "well, I was kind of hoping while I was over there to have an audience with the Pope." Well, now the barber, he's shutting everything down. He says, "This is the dumbest thing I have ever heard." He said, "Popes don't see people like you. Popes see kings and popes see presidents." They said, "The Pope is never going to see you." He said, "This is the dumbest thing you've ever done." A month later, the salesman's back in the barber's chair. Barber says, "How was your trip?" Oh, the salesman said, "Greatest trip I've ever had." He said, "You remember you told me that I shouldn't go over there?" "Well, yeah, I don't think you should go." He said, "That plane," he said, "that plane was incredible." He said, "We left JFK Airport just on time." He said, "The food, best I've ever had. Slept like a baby." He said, "The wheels of my plane landed, hit the runway exactly on time, perfect flight, great food, got in a taxi, went to that hotel you said I shouldn't stay at." He said, "I was blown away." He said, "When I got out of the taxi, there the people of the hotel were standing out in front of that hotel to greet me with towels in their hands." Said, "I had a balcony overlooking the Vatican." He said, "It was the greatest place I've ever stayed in my life." Well, this is staggering the barber, who's not used to good news and can't handle good news. And he said, "The greatest thing about the whole trip is I got to see the Pope." Now, the barber, he just stopped and everything. He's right in front of the guy. He said, "What do you mean you got to see the Pope?" He said, "I've never met anybody that's seen the Pope. I've never talked to anybody that's seen the Pope." He said, "I never thought you'd get to see the Pope." He said, "That's for presidents and kings." He said, "You mean you saw the Pope?" Yeah, I saw the Pope." "What did he say to you?" He said, "They brought me into this incredible room. It was ornate. I never saw so much art. I never saw so much gold in my life." He said there was a runner, a path towards the Pope clear at the other end of the room. And I looked way down there and I saw him standing there, and he said, it just humbled me. And he said, I just kind of bowed my head and I humbly walked across the room and head bowed. And I finally got to where he was and I fell at his feet and I kneeled there, and he put out his hand. He says, my child, my child. Where did you ever get such a lousy haircut? It says it all, doesn't it, huh? It says it all about our attitude and how we look at life. And all I want you to realize is the law of the bad apple says that a rotten attitude will ruin a team. And everybody knows you don't need a barber, not a negative one, on your team.
Wow. Yes. Okay, as we normally do, it's time to share. It's time to share.
Today, I would like to talk to you about the law of...
Yes, it's time to share. How many people got value from the law of the bad apple? Julius, go right ahead. Because of time, those who also want to share, please be putting your hands up. Be putting your hands up. Be putting your hands up, those who got value from there. Yes, thank you, Julius. Go
Yes,
right
thank you so much, Coachmustafa.
Yes.
I'm super excited about this law. It simply says the law of the bad apple. Wow. This one is really powerful. Actually, it is the law of the bad attitude. Me, I used to hate people, those people with a bad attitude. Like, people are always negative. Actually, those are negative people. Those are the people that I used to hate. Actually, in my previous groups, whenever you'd appear there by mistake and you are negative, I would remove you, because negative people are so contagious. You wake up and see someone has posted something that is going to affect everyone on the group. A negative person to me is always my enemy. I don't always mix with them. It's like they normally say that if you put one tomato, a rotten tomato in a basket, the next day the whole basket is rotten. It's also so powerful. Actually, attitude is easily understood by how someone communicates. There are some people that I don't admire to call them. I called you, the way someone responds, you say this person is negative. You don't even wish to call that person again. It is easily identified by the way you talk to someone. You call someone responds negatively, as if you have been quarreling with a person. Someone doesn't even give you appetite to continue talking with that person. Appetite. This is powerful. Actually, me, I have named the people that this person, I don't even have to mix with this person. Okay? He said, there's this word he mentioned that your attitude, that he mentioned this thing that your attitude, you are away. You are an attitude away. You are away from your success because of your attitude. Because when you have a bad attitude, nobody will ever recommend you for anything, because you have bad attitude, bad character, poor communication skills. You are always selfish. You always wish everything for yourself. This is so powerful. And bad attitude compounds faster. Like, people will even keep separating that this person has a poor negative, bad attitude. So it's very, very dangerous to be that rotten, that bad apple. People will always single you out, and it's very dangerous. To me, they are never my friends. I never mix with them, and when they appear on the platform, I easily identify them and I remove them. By the way, I can put aside and I call you. If you are not willing to change, I remove you so that I remain with only good people. For the interest of time, let me give chance to others, but those ones are never my friends. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Julius, for sharing. That has been so powerful. Noah, you can go right ahead.
Good morning, team. Can you am I loud? Am I clear? Oh,
You are clear, loud and clear.
You are,
good.
you are.
Good. This is what I always pass through in my life. As in, my family knows that I never want to hear bad news. I never entertain bad news. Anyway, it's about attitude. How even you take up the bad news. Thank you so much, Coach. Every other day, as I always say, is a learning day. There's no day that passes by without learning at least something. It's all about the attitude. Even as it has been said that some people can't handle good news. Very true. Some people don't handle, like some people don't even want to listen to what you are teaching us because it's too good to be handled. It's too good to be put at table. It's too good to be true because of the attitude, because of the mindset that they have. So I believe the attitude that everyone has is everyone's choice, as the previous video we've learned from. So sometimes we might think that this attitude I have, I was born with it. No, you can change yourself. You can change yourself, and how to way of understanding things. Otherwise, attitudes, if not well brought up, they can let you down because they're the ones which sell us towards other people. They are the ones which sell us towards our own family members. Otherwise, if at all you are away from your, if at all you have a bad attitude, you're really away from your success. Good example at our workplaces, how you bring up yourself, how you perceive something every other day, you're easily either put aside or you're easily either chosen because of your attitude. So, and it's very contagious, very true, very contagious. The moment you bring up someone who has a bad perception about something, he can easily, confuse even the people who already have the right way of doing things. So real attitude is a point to note. Thank you so much, Coach, for this law about attitude. Let me let other people to come in and share. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you, Champion Noah. Proce, you are next.
Good morning, Coach, once again.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, champions.
Good morning.
And
Good
for
morning.
champions who tuned in late, today we have a baby in the house, and that is our Coach Mustafa.
You let him shed tears.
I am requesting for anyone with a nice voice, let's say happy birthday to Coach. Sarah. Champion Sarah, can we sing for the baby? Let's unmute and sing for the baby before I start. I'm so excited.
Okay, count, because everybody's going to begin.
When I say 3, we start. 1,
All right.
2, 3, we go. Happy
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
dear
Coach.
Coach.
Happy
Birthday to
you.
Noah, your voice is
Hey.
Noah, your voice.
Your voice is serious, no.
We need to start some
Soprano,
classes in
what?
Ireland. We need to have some classes in Ireland. Other messages are off track, but
Anyway, the message is delivered. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday, Coach.
I appreciate this.
Coach, don't shed a tear. Like, let me bring you a tissue here.
Maybe don't shed tears. Do I know what it means?
Baby, don't just...
Yeah. Even I don't know even what you have said. And I don't know the meaning of it. I'm just a baby.
Not because you're a baby.
You're just
You
smiling
run
and
along
happy.
the
I can
way,
only
you
cry
will
for milk. I can only cry for milk. Thank you, President. This is good.
Okay, now I need back my microphone. Champions, it's my
Over
time
to
to
you.
share. Oh, wow, that is great. Today is powerful. We have a baby in the house. We have everything is new. We have learned a new law, and it's really powerful today. The love, the
And we all
body.
have to be at the office. We all have to
Yes.
attend the office today in full numbers for those in Uganda. Yes.
Yes, to learn more and be powered up more. The love, the body apple. He talked about the attitude. Your attitude is a choice. My attitude is a choice. Indeed, it is a choice. Though in most cases, people love or like to blame others because of their attitude. Someone is always not appreciative what is before them, and they are always blaming my wife, my husband, my sister, my brother is the cause, my employee, my employer, my neighbor, my father, my mother. It is a choice. It's you who chooses to be what you are. It's you who chooses to do good or to do wrong. Who chooses not to appreciate what we are having in the morning Zoom. Like today, even Coach said, I think those ones who need to be in this Zoom are already around, because we are always reminding people, and they know that they are supposed to be here. They know that they are supposed to tap into this knowledge. But if their uplines have not reached out, they don't want to tune in. It's their attitude, it's their choice. If Julius has not sent you a message, if he has not called you, if Martin, my brother in Tanzania, is it Tanzania, Kenya? If he has not called, okay, sorry about that. If you have not called your downlines, they don't want to tune in the call. And they start up blaming it on you. It's not because of you. For you, you've done your part. You introduced them to the business. You've been reminding them to tune in and tap into more knowledge, to understand the business better, to understand the market better. But they deliberately choose not to until you send them a message, until you make that call. It is their attitude. Until we change our attitude, That's when we are going to get better results in what we do. In everything we do, by the way, it is led by our attitude. Having a good home, it's upon your attitude. Having a better business, it's upon your attitude. Actually, he said it compounds. It means if you have that bad attitude, wherever you go, you're a spoiler. Like my upline said, if you get one spoiled tomato and put it in a basket of the good ones, then the entire basket is going to go bad. So if someone is having that negative attitude, bad attitude, and you bring that person into your circle, into your group, that person is going to tarnish your group. It's going to change their mindset to also start thinking like that person. So the earlier you identify that this one is a bad apple, you need to uproot it out. Yes, you get rid of that bad apple because it compounds faster than the good. So we need to check ourselves. If you still have that bad attitude, just know it is your choice. It's not a choice of Coachmustafa. It's not because of your upline. It's not because of my upline. Excuse me. It's entirely about me, Prosi. It's entirely about you, Sarah. It's your choice. So we need to check ourselves. And actually, we can also emulate those ones whom we think that can change. Because some people have that bad attitude, but when you sit them down and show them the right way to go, maybe they can change. But if we fail to change them, then let's put them far from our teams because they are going to spoil our teams. That's what I had to share. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you, champions, and thank you for celebrating the baby in the house.
Thank you, Prosi, and for the birthday wishes. I enjoyed it. Wilburn, can go right ahead.
Thank you, Coach, and happy birthday.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, to me, I have understood the presentation as considering the bad attitude, the bad apple, as something which begins from a personal level and taking outside to others. I compare it like a colored glass. If you put on glasses that are blue, you will impose a blue color on each and every object you look at. And therefore, instead of taking a true reality of that object, then you color it blue because you are putting on a blue glasses. He has given a good example of good attitude from the Bible, John the Baptist, who kept on saying, he is coming, which means he is taking out this, is making himself not a center of concentration, a center of object, is shifting it to Jesus. He's portraying the one who is coming is far more important than he is greater than he is. Therefore, a good attitude, it also compounds as that bad attitude as compounds. But what brings in the difference is the effect the effect. As many have said, we need to identify who has a bad attitude and who has a good attitude. Bad attitude people need to get educated, need to get counseled, need to be advised, need to be educated. Sometimes they might be ignorance because that is selfish. That's selfish. Selfish contains a certain level of a certain degree of ignorance. Identifying himself as important than others, that cannot be done unless I'm there. I'm the one who knows much. I'm the one who is better. I'm the one who can keep this in a way it is supposed to be. So attitude is very much important in deciding the relationship. If it is bad, then it spoils the relationship, and it tends to have people to me, people come to me, people support me, support my attitude. In the end, if it's a team, it remains divided. It remains disintegrated because of the attitude of a single person who tries to gather people around him so that he can spread his attitude. Therefore, from the walks of life, we have experienced with such people. We had them, we probably still have them, and we will have them even in the future. Therefore, what we need to do is to know how to go about with them. Sometimes if they are influential, sometimes they are powerful, sometimes they are knowledgeable, sometimes they have personal gains they are anticipating. Therefore, sometimes we need to be careful with such people. Thank you very much for that presentation. It was really powerful.
Okay, thank you, champion. Wilbrand, you are the last one.
I also raise my hand, Coach.
I'm done.
Just the one. Oh, Martin, yes.
Yes. Thank you very much, Coach. Good morning and happy birthday to you today.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, today's class has been quite awesome. And I want to start by saying that attitude is basically everything. That is why if you look at the letters in the word attitude, if you add them together, you always find 100%. Okay, so as it is, attitude is everything. But from today's class, I've learned that, again, attitude is a choice. Okay, you can decide to have a good attitude or a bad attitude. And as it is, every one of us, we need to be responsible for our attitude. And if you're a leader and you have a bad attitude, that basically will affect your team entirely. Okay, because it says here that rotten attitude can actually ruin a team, just like the presenter said. If you have a bad attitude, you can basically, ruin your team. Just like Proxy said earlier on, that if you have a good team, let's say you have a good team, and you only have, let's say, for example, that example of if you have bad apples or other good apples, and then you have just one, and then you mix them together, that one apple will basically mess the entire, fruit. So we need to be very careful that we make sure that we look out for people with bad attitude and make sure that we do not have them, interfere or mess up the entire team. Again, it also we also learned that bad attitude compounds faster. Okay. In other words, if you have somebody in the team that has got bad attitude, he can basically mess the entire team. So as leaders, we need to be very careful with such kind of people. If you find somebody in the team who has a negative attitude, we need to make sure that we contain them, or we give, just like you said, we actually ask them to leave. I think that is very allowed. Okay. It also said that attitude can actually lift or bring down a team. Okay. So all in all, I think it is important that we realize that, attitude is everything. It can mess or it can build. Okay. So, coach, that is all I have to share. Thank you very much for the class. I'm really, really learning, and I'm looking forward to future classes. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, everyone that has participated. I always like people who come and participate, because we get to learn from you guys. We get to learn from you guys, and I also get to understand from the perspective of different team members. That's part of becoming a very good team player. So I appreciate everybody that has really came through to share. But more important, I also appreciate the song for the birthday, which this year, trust me, we are going to raise a lot of millionaires. This a year of no nonsense. This a year of no room for bad apples. In Ireland, I'm gonna deal with them. Only want like apples. So, but honestly, because of that, I don't share my own version of the bad apple. But tomorrow morning, as we start the Friday wake up and win call, I also start by sharing my own perspective and what I've learned from this about the bad apple. So tune in if you want to hear my perspective. So classes continue as usual. Hope you are prospecting. Hope you are following up your people. Hope you are doing those presentations. Hope you are doing those income generating activities. Don't just sit on yourself. Make sure at least a day does not go by without you showing at least 2 plans to do two different people, or prospecting at least 2 different people. It will always compound. Yes. So ladies and gentlemen, Friday tomorrow we have a very powerful dinner that's happening in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. It's gonna be powerful. It's our dinner, and we are inviting massively. And of course, Uganda, we are loading with our event next month on 17th. We expect like 200 to 300 people. That's our target this time around. But more importantly, those in Uganda, we are meeting yet in our lunchtime mentorship session. So hope to see you around. Have a blessed day, and let's go to someone else with this information. Thank you.